Okay, Amazon, we are back at it again, and I've got a question for y'all. When you say XXL, do you mean XXL? Or do you mean this might fit if I hold my breath, skip lunch, and say a prayer to the zipper guides? Because baby, I wear a solid 2X 1820, and these dresses are cute, like Pinterest board cute. Brunch with the girls. Pretend you have somewhere awesome to be cute. But the sizing? That's what we're here to find out. Hello friends, my name is Meredith and I am your plus size fashion friend. We are here to try the things, ask the questions, and give you the real tea on whether these clothes are worthy of your cart space. To my returning ladies, hello darlings. I am so glad to have you back. You know the vibes. Comfy seat, honest reviews, and no body shaming. At least we try. We know that every piece of clothing is not made for everybody, and that is 100% okay. There are too many beautiful, comfortable, fashionable outfits out there to get all bent out of shape over unflattering pants. We're not doing it. It's the pants' fault. So today we are doing an Amazon haul, dresses only, plus one piece of outerwear, because I am in my twirl around the living room for absolutely no reason era, and if we're honest, I've been there for like 3 years, and I don't see any hope of it ending anytime soon. These are all technically listed as an XXL, and that is the top of their sizing, and that in and of itself is already a little bit eyebrow raising. But depending on the dress, the size chart either calls these an 18 or a 20, and either calls them an XXL or a 2X. I don't know if anyone has said this before, but there is no standardization in lady sizing. And it is a shame. Not the kind of game we're here to play today, sort of. But an 1820 just so happens to be where I live. And y'all already know that just because a tag says XXL doesn't mean that it's gonna hug this body the way that I want it to. In fact, it doesn't even necessarily mean that it's gonna button over my bust. So here's the thing. Today we are looking for more than just fit. I wanna know, does it glide over my body or does it cling to my belly like a needy ex? I've honestly never had one of those, so I'm gonna need you letting me know in the comments if I'm missing any red flags. Is this giving summer fall goddess or polyester panic attack? All of these are polyester, and I always say not every polyester is created equally. And let me tell you, I've tried on enough clothes over these past few years to know that that is 100% the truth. It's also important to know, like, does this feel good or am I counting down the seconds until I can peel this bad boy off? If I feel this dress all day at work, I don't want it. Go somewhere else, please. And beyond all of that, we've got that like je ne sais quoi quality. How do these dresses make me feel? Because if I don't look in the mirror and say, oh yes, she is a moment, then it's going right back to the warehouse. And that's all I have to say about that. So here's how it's gonna go. We're gonna try on each dress, we're gonna talk about how it fits, and whether or not it is worth the price. I'll drop the links below if you wanna check these out yourself. There will be a limited time coupon. Just so you know, Amazon has a new policy and I don't wanna get in trouble, so I cannot put Amazon clothing prices on the screen because they're permanent and Amazon prices are not permanent. But the links will let you know. It's out of my hands, I'm so sorry. And please let me know in the comments what you think. I value your opinions. So what I've pulled in are dresses that we can wear from late summer into fall. It looks like I went super heavy on the burgundy, and red happens to be my favorite color, so that's okay. I am 100% okay with that. And this dress is actually one that I brought on last time, and one of the main comments that I received that I didn't notice until I was editing was that there was a huge amount of gaping. I ended up adding one of those little clear snaps. I adore this dress, but I'm so glad that I had it on camera, that you all said something, and I am going to be watching for it with these little ladies. I am totally considering getting this dress in this like really pretty green floral also because I just love it. It reminds me so much of the Anthropologie Somerset Maxi. Now this is a polyester, but it is light and breezy. I've worn this to work, no sweat, super comfortable, love it. Let's see if any of these give me all those same feels. This first one was my most summer feeling. It has little flutter sleeves, a little bit of smocking above the bust and up to the shoulders, a tiny little gather around the neck, and a drawstring at the waist. Let's try her. Okay, this dress is really cute. This little apple body girl needs this drawstring. And I've got my favorite purse. I wear this purse very, very often. It's from Quince. I'm in love with it. If you're looking for a purse that feels like it goes with everything, like casual, dressy work, this one is the answer for me. But I really do like this dress. Now, this is a printed fabric, and this one does have that very slick polyester feel. Like, I wish that you could reach through and feel it, but I think that the drawstring and then this gathering right here really do a good thing for it. So the gathering pulls the sleeves in and just frames everything nicely. And then let me show you what it looks like whenever we take the drawstring off. So if I open open the drawstring, it just gets very tent-like and it's not flattering. I've got an apple body and I need some waist cinching. And part of my apple body is having that really high waist. Like that is definitely my smallest part. And having something that draws in right there and flowing beautifully over it is what my body is craving. Flutter sleeves are very nice. And then we've got some very good flow. The one big negative, and this is a negative like universally with these, is that they only go up to an XXL. I've only recently discovered a lot of these beautiful dresses because I've recently gotten into a size 2X. I'm definitely making it known that it would be so awesome if they would extend their sizing. But in the meantime, I want to see what of these fit in a 2X. I've seen so many of these dresses on Instagram creators and they're much smaller than I am. And it's hard for me to decide whether it's worth taking the plunge and ordering. I'll put my measurements down below to give you a good idea of where I sit. And that would probably give you a good idea of where you sit. If we're wanting to like semi-fold this up, when I say fold this up, I'm talking about fall in the Texas sense. I got a short sleeve cardigan. I have literally never owned a short sleeve cardigan before. And I kind of love the idea. So here in Houston, I can remember Halloween's when my daughter was little and all of the Halloween costumes coming out and so many of them being fuzzy and thinking, oh my gosh, these children are gonna die before they finish trick-or-treating. And as a family, we have always like heated the pool and swam on Christmas Day. So to me, the idea of a short sleeve cardigan just makes complete sense. Like, why didn't we think of this sooner? Next, we're going with this pretty floral dress. I really struggled because I thought about getting it in this black and white, and I also thought about getting it in this blue. But what really stood out about this dress is the contrasting piping. I thought that that was so pretty. I think that it looks nice. And then this fabric isn't quite as much the shiny feel. This almost lends more toward the feel of an organza. Less shiny, a little more matte. Okay, this is so beautiful. I did a color analysis back last year and a lot of my footage was corrupted. Ross has recovered some of it, but I haven't had time to put it all together. But I did learn that everyone gets a red and everyone gets a navy. And this is not my red. My red's much more of a tomatoey red, but this is one of my favorite reds. I like a little cool tone in there, and I think that this dress is lovely. We've got pockets that are sitting right at the right place, which is surprising because this is more in the standard sizing line. I've got this smocked waist and there is plenty of space in here. I think this could very easily go into the 20 or 22 category. I love that this is serged down here right at the bottom of this ruffle. We've got the burgundy contrasting thread. There's just a lot that they're doing to play with that contrast. We have the ruffle on the bottom. I am 5'10", and I think this is gonna fit a wide variety of lengths. The sleeves are very comfortable. I've got larger arms, and let me show you. The elastic does go on me a little bit. That's just kind of natural in what it does, but there's no pinching. I'm not uncomfortable, and I don't think that it looks bad. This would be a great dress to do just about anything in the office, as a teacher, go into church, or just having a chill day. This one has you covered, and the print is beautiful. Let's see what it looks like with my short sleeve sweater. The little brass buttons on this are actually heavy. I don't know that this is the dress that I like it with the most. Let me open it. Yeah, I think that's probably a little bit better. This one is definitely coming with me to the office. Hanging it over the back of my chair. Okay, this is the first of my 2 burgundy dresses. This one tends a little bit more pink, and it's got a total smocked top. That's the biggest difference here. I must have been in a huge burgundy mood whenever I made these choices. Online it says XXL, the tag says 2X. So if you are in a 2X and your measurements are close to mine, it's totally worth a try. Okay, I'm definitely moving into fall territory. It's 72 degrees in my house and I'm very comfortable in this, but if I walked outside, I would be hot. This would be a fabulous teaching dress. Oh yeah. If we put it together like a whole outfit, I think that this is lovely. I think there was just a little bit too much burgundy without having anything to break it up, and the belt does a good job. But you could definitely go with a thicker belt. I just happened to grab this little thin one, and I think that it looks lovely. We've got smocking here at the cuffs, and then the entire bodice all the way to the waist is completely smocked front and back. I don't know that this one gives me quite as pretty a shape as the last 2, but I'm not mad at it. And commit this one to memory because we're gonna see another burgundy in like 2 dresses, and I want to discuss the differences. In fact, let's do it now. It'll be easier with this one sitting on me. So this guy right here, it lends a little bit more tomato, and it's got a V-neck. We still have a ruffle at the bottom. It's not smocked, it just has that single layer of elastic. And then we do have smocking at the waist, and they both have the 3-tiered skirt. This one is more of a crepe fabric. And then this almost feels a little bit more gauzy. Let's try on and see how they stack up. Okay, I definitely don't need both of these dresses, but I don't know which one I like the best. I kind of think I'm leaning a little bit more toward this one because I think that it gives me a slightly better shape. It pulls in a little more at the waist. The last one I felt was a smidge more bulky right here. A lot of that is my bra and shapewear. This has got some good twirl as well, and I don't feel as hot in this one for some reason, so maybe I just like the fabric a little bit better. I also prefer there to be a little bit of a V-neck. You know, a long time ago, I talked to a stylist, and she said that because I was plus size, having something that breaks up that neck is a little bit more slimming. beginning. Since then, I've gravitated toward a V-neck, and I don't know if it's that it looks better or if that's just in my head. But I think that of these two, that this dress might be the winner. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'll show you the back. We've got this elastic waist. I think that I'm close to the top of this size range. So if you really like this one, check my measurements. We've got pockets on the side. It came in a lot of colors. I was just having a very red day, I think. Okay, I told you. I went super burgundy. This one actually looked a little more purple online. It has a high neck, but it is split with a button, and I'll probably try it open and closed. This is definitely a chiffon. This fabric feels so incredibly luxurious. It feels flowy. I wouldn't be surprised if I'd received this in like my Newly subscription box. When I pulled this out, I thought, oh my gosh, is that Amazon? And yes, it is. Let's see if I still feel that way when it's on. Okay, please forgive me. I totally lied to you about that opening. It was actually in the back, but this dress feels so luxurious for an Amazon find. I mean, I would not be surprised if I found this hanging at a department store. It's got a smocked waist. We have this layer of chiffon that feels so nice. That's over a very satiny lining skirt. I'm not always crazy about a high neck, but I really love it in this one. And this print is to die for. I was also stuck between this print and then this one. This dress just overall makes me feel very sophisticated. It's tiered, it's got plenty of space. I feel like it's a good 2X. Nothing feels tight or restrictive. And so far, honestly, this one is my favorite piece. Look at the flow of this. I love, love, love this chiffon. And the interesting thing is that a printed chiffon is nothing like the other kind of printed fabric. Like you can see that there is some white in here, but it's all so incredibly light and flowy. This is 100% staying in my closet. Guess what color the next one is? I bet you'll never guess. The last one might surprise you. I'm hoping that the last one surprises you. This one is another split neck. We've got a smocked waist. It has a print on the bottom. This fabric is very similar to that first one. It's a little bit more of the shiny. I definitely feel some of the printing. I'm interested to see how it feels on because this one feels amazing. Okay, I think that this one is very pretty. I've looked in the mirror and I can't find a lot of flaws in how it sits on my body. I don't think that it's clinging to me anywhere, but there's something about the fabric that I just don't love the feel of. I'm a very sensory person. Like my husband and my daughter say that I have the super smeller. It's a gift and a curse. I'm also very tactile. I like things that make me want to put my hands on my body, and this one doesn't totally do it. I feel like this is one of those fabrics that if you happen to put it in the washing machine with something that had Velcro on it, that it would snag. Does that make sense? I think that it would just make everything better if you could stick your hand through and touch it yourself, but you can't. So I gotta describe it. Let me know if I can make that any clearer. And I had said whenever I picked it up that it reminded me of the first. No, because the first doesn't have that same quality. The first one is very shiny and sleek, and it's kind of one of those that you can throw in the dryer for 10 minutes and it is dry. This one is like a snag polyester. That is what I would call it. I hope that makes some kind of sense to you. I like the length of the sleeves. I like where the pockets sit. My favorite aspect of this is that bottom border. It is still very light and flowy, and if I had ordered just this one, I think that I would be saying, hey, this is a fabulous dress, but I have some of these others to compare it to, and the fabric on this one is my least favorite in feel. Now, I like the neckline better than I like some of the others though. I'm looking at you, Burgundy #1. I think we're at the last one, and this one just had my interest peaked. There's something about this fabric that I just thought was gorgeous. I love the blues, I love the oranges. I think that those are nuts. Nuts and trees and teal leaves. I just love all of these colors together. It's like a navy backing, and then we've got all of these pretty oranges and rusts and teals. Got the smock top. Let's look at it. Okay, I think that this one is beautiful. I just got this little cute purse that I think would go really well with it. They'd stand out beautifully together. This one is another one that I don't think that I could wear until we get into some cooler weather. I think that it's just warm, and you know what? I figured it out. I think that it is the smocking. That makes it a little heavier because there's a lot more fabric to go around the top, and that has to be what makes me feel a little warmer in those two as opposed to the others. If you look at every tiered layer, we have this ruffle that goes above it that I like. This is also a printed fabric, and this one is very silky, but it's also super lightweight, which is kind of juxtaposed by that feeling of the top. I'm probably not wearing this one for a couple months, but it is definitely staying in my closet because I think that it's gorgeous. I can tell you that if I wear this one out, people are going to ask where it came from, and they are going to be absolutely shocked that the answer is Amazon. What are your thoughts? The color combination is just just to die for. Okay, so I think we're gonna do a little recap, and I'm not picking them all up at once because they feel a little too heavy. I'm starting with this one that was actually my last video because I absolutely adore it. The colors are so bright and cheery, and I love the fit. Once I put that snap in there, it totally changed the game for me. Okay, this is 100% a keep. I think that the contrasting on it was beautiful. It made me feel so light and airy. It would be a perfect teacher first day of school dress. I wouldn't be mad to have this in a couple more colors. Short sleeve sweater, it is 100% staying here. Never had anything like it. Whenever I saw it, I thought, I don't know what I think about that, but I think that it's awesome. All right, this one I feel like is definitely on the summer end of the summer to fall. It was really cute, but I don't think that it's one that I absolutely need. There's nothing wrong with it. If it was the only one that came out, I'd be like, yeah, I love that dress. But today I'm spoiled for choice. Okay, the clash of the burgundies. This one was the smocked one that made it feel a little bit warm, and then this one had the V-neck, and I think that this one was just the winner. Like I said before, if I'd ordered this one on its own, it would probably be a keep, but I don't have the need for both of these. We're gonna go ahead and move into this one. If I was comparing these two that are the smock tops, I totally prefer the printed one. Like this one is a 100% keep as well. I just don't have anything about it that I absolutely love, and I don't love the feel of it. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not screaming, Meredith, keep me. And then this one is probably tying with the one that I'm wearing for my favorite of the bunch. I love the chiffon. It just feels so much nicer than anything that I think I've ordered on Amazon. This is the winner of the bunch in quality, if you ask me. I would love to know your thoughts. Were there any that I thought that I just loved? Anything that you saw that I didn't? Like that gaping on that first one? I always appreciate you taking the time and leaving me a comment, leaving me a like. It really means a lot to me. I get to as many of them as I can. If you're not subscribed and you've been here for a while, I would love it if you would consider doing so. But as always, the best way to help my channel is by doing exactly what you've done today, and that is watching it. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you. You are amazing. I hope that you have a day as amazing as you are, and I will see you in the next one.